if you see the long-term trends, if you take a, let's say, even a 5-year chart of the Sensex, we are very close to the top. The market has not been much higher than this. I mean, 61,000, 62,000 of the Sensex is where it has been. So market is not really down. But yes, some shares are down dramatically and some shares are up very, very dramatically, right? So some of these shares you could have participated. I am not a big fan of market timing. Yes, you would see, I am not a person who would say, oh, let me keep some money in debt and after the market recovers, I will buy, or after the market goes down, I will buy, or something like that. No, I am not really much a fan. But yes, I always have some cash available somewhere in the, right from the savings bank account to some ultra short bond fund to somewhere from where I can move into equity. So it has always been there. So traditionally it has been there, so it has been available. So some cash would always be available. That wouldn't be too much, maybe 10% of my portfolio max. So the question is, if you are reasonably correct, is it good? For example, should you celebrate? For me, it has been some small victories and some small losses. For example, I bought Z recently at about 224 or 227 or something like that, and sold recently at about 201. So I lost money. But another share where I made good money is when I was watching Biocon go up. It went up to 480 or something. I thought it was too overpriced. I never thought it justified that price, but I didn't sell. You know how greed is. Greed does not allow you to get out at any peak or anything. So I held on, but I sold it at 380, right? So 380 to 200, I watched the share price fall. Did I buy it at 200? No, but now it is at about 220 or 225 as I am talking. Is it a big jump? Not really much of a big jump from 200. I do not even know whether it is going to sustain, and I'm not even sure whether I'm going to buy the share at 220. This is more about saying, okay, 380 to 200 is a fantastic ride. Could I have bought it at 200? Yes, but then I could have bought it at 330 also and felt, wow, I made 50 rupees, not bad. Or I bought it at 280 rupees saying, wow, I made 100 bucks. Or I could have bought it at 200 saying, wow, I made 180 rupees. That's fantastic money, right? But the thing is, you will never get the market perfectly timed. So ultimately, a big portion of your portfolio a big portion of your portfolio has to be in a large cap portfolio or an index or something like that, because you will keep experimenting like this, saying, okay, when the price goes up I will sell, when the price comes down I'll buy it back. I do it regularly, right? I cannot stop myself from doing it. So if I see some share which I hold, let's say I hold 30,000 shares of a particular company, and I see the share price hit an all-time high, I'm hugely tempted to sell off, say, 500 shares. I look at the results, I look at everything and saying, it does not justify this price. I know next 1 or 2 quarters will be good, but after that, when it's a bad quarter, I know I will be able to buy it. So every quarterly results, I would go and sell off 500 shares. Look, as a percentage, it doesn't really matter. I'm selling less than 2% of my portfolio. But I would have sold 500, 500, 500, maybe 4 or 5 times. So totaling about, say, 6,000 shares, assuming I sold it 12 times. But that 6,000 would still not be big. It would still be just 20% of my portfolio. And when I'm right and I'm able to buy the shares at a lower price, I feel very happy that I did it. So because I got the market timing right. No, because yes, I'm happy because I got the market timing right. But the question is, how right did I get it? Did I have the guts to sell off all the 30,000 shares? Answer is no, because then you justify, oh, I bought it at 16 rupees. Now it is 630 rupees. How does it really matter? I mean, that is after bonus and split and etc. etc. I've been holding it for 35 years. How can I let it go? Or something like this. In fact, this share which I'm talking about is exactly 37 years that I've been holding. So would I buy, would I sell, what would I do? Well, you do all kinds of things, but you realize that in the long run, the market timing doesn't work always. It works sometimes, it does not work sometimes. So for me, it worked in Biocon, it did not work in Z. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So getting market timing right is difficult, getting it almost right is very difficult, getting it reasonably right is also not very useful unless you're willing to take huge amounts of bets. And you have to have the guts to do it. I don't have the guts to do it. So for me, a large old portfolio like HDFC Limited and Nestle and Colgate is good enough, where I will not tinker around with that. And then some portfolio like Cholamandalam, Carborundum Universal, EID Parry, HDFC Bank, where you get a chance to go up and go down and buy and sell, right? So I do all combination of things. But I also realize that some shares like say Vent India, LMW, these are shares not with which you cannot really fool around. You sell it and then you will never be able to buy back, or you will never have the heart to buy it. So sometimes when the shares are good, you don't want to part with it and say, oh my God, see, I've lost money. So, but yes, in LMW, I did sell, I bought it back, I made money. In fact, I sold. It came down, I bought it back, then it fell again, but I bought more rather than sell, and again I made money. But these are shares in which trading is very difficult, because these are not shares which are very high volume shares. So Vent India, my entry price would have been 2 digits, right? So then I've been holding on and holding on and holding on for a long time. I think my price was something like 28, 29 rupees, really long back, sometime must have been the 90s. And today it is some 9,000 rupees. So can I sell and buy and do things like that? No, it's not a share which is very liquid. So getting your timing right, getting it perfectly right, getting it almost right are very different. Having the guts to take a biggish call is important. Having the guts to let go of a share, saying, okay, I made my money, I bought it at 50 rupees, I'm selling it at 10,000 rupees, what is so bad about it, right? Well, somewhere there is that hitch saying, oh, I think it will go up even further. For example, I sold MRF at some 63,000 rupees, then it actually fell. I could have bought it back, I didn't buy, but my original cost was 800 rupees. So somewhere you will sell and say, okay, that's enough, I made enough money, right? 80 bagger is more than enough. But from 50 to 10,000 is again multi bagger, but you just hold on. So there is no one single strategy which works. Market timing doesn't work, almost perfect market timing doesn't work, halfway right market timing doesn't work. So you have to build your portfolio, let your portfolio continue as it is, and continue to do market timing in 1 or 2 shares, where you lose some, you will win some. Learn to take some money out of the market and buy yourself some good luxury products. It always feels good. Thank you.